fact that the Dallas Mavericks have the second worst record in the West is far from their biggest problem these days. The NBA fined owner Mark Cuban $600,000 for comments about the Mavericks tanking, telling Julius Irving on a podcast that while having dinner with several players recently, he told them, quote, "Losing is our best option," unquote. More troubling than that is the Sports Illustrated report entitled "A Real-Life Animal House," which paints the Mavs organization as having a culture of sexual harassment where inappropriate conduct was commonplace. Former team president and CEO Terdema Ussery is front and center in the report for years of alleged sexual harassment, allegations he denies. And owner Mark Cuban denies knowing that the culture described in the story existed. What Cuban does admit is mishandling the situation involving Mavs.com writer Earl Snead, who was allowed to keep his job despite 2 incidents of domestic violence. Cuban made the decision to get Snead counseling instead of firing him. And so what I missed, again, is I didn't realize the impact that it would have on the workplace and on the women that worked here, and how it sent a message to them that if it was okay for Earl to do that, who knows what else is okay in the workplace. I missed that completely. Things are deep in Dallas right now as the NBA says it will monitor closely the private investigation into all the allegations involving the Mavs.
Well, Mark Cuban's a great friend of mine. He's a great friend. This is a tough situation for me to comment on. But, you know, we can't have, all of us got daughters. And we can't have sexual harassment, domestic violence in any workplace, period. I don't know the extent of what Mark knew. He admitted he made a mistake in one instance, but under no circumstances in the workplace is it appropriate to ever hit a woman or sexually harass women. And that's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, because we don't know. And the thing that strikes you, though, is, and we know Mark, and there are very few owners who are as involved day to day with their franchises as Mark Cuban is, and that's why you think about his attention to detail in basically every respect of that organization, and to not know that there is something that's been going on there allegedly for years, that's where all the explaining is going to have to be done.
If anyone was affected by this, especially any females, I'm sorry, I feel for them. But, you know, we live in a world today where allegations, or people make judgments off allegations. I've been in law enforcement a long time. After allegations, now you have to prove it. And if Mark says he didn't really know what was going on, I believe him. Mark is very hands-on with his ownership, but what I also know about Mark, he's not a micromanager. Now, as a guy who has over 50 businesses myself, I don't micromanage my people, so I don't know everything that goes on. He apologized for the way he mishandled the beat writer. I understand that. But if Mark Cuban says, I didn't know this was going on at this time, I do believe him. Again, when you got 100, 1,500 people and he's doing Shark Tank, he's doing this, you can't watch everybody all the time. And that's why you have delegation. You have managers to handle certain things, and you have, you know, systems in place to handle certain things. So you're right, he does have a lot of explaining to do, but allegations have been made. The guy denied it. Now, as law enforcement or a private investigator, now you got to prove, is it true or not?
And I remember when I told you that about 6 weeks ago, I said, man, there's something going on down there in San Antonio, because he wasn't playing many minutes, he wasn't playing back-to-back, and I said, something fishy going on. I didn't know all the stuff was going on behind the scenes, but it's really bad because the Spurs are the best organization in the NBA. He's a great player, and you hate to see the disconnect.
It's so rare to have a conversation like this about the San Antonio Spurs.
That's why I can't imagine that it's a disconnect. I just imagine this is only from the outside looking in, and knowing what the Spurs are, and actually knowing what Kawhi Leonard has been in his career, and from the outside in, he's not a person that comes in and says, "This is what's going on. This is how I am. This is how I feel today." He doesn't do that. He's never done that. If Kawhi Leonard was in our speakers right now and he was saying something, I wouldn't recognize the voice. I don't know if any of us would recognize that that's him speaking. So to me, this is par for what he does all the time. He doesn't really be in the media talking.
Go ahead, Shaq. Kawhi Leonard has been a class act ever since he's been in the NBA.
Right.
Doctors, just because they say you cleared to play, doctors don't work for us. Doctors work for the organization. So if the man's not playing, that means he's not ready. So you have to respect him for not being ready. If he don't want to play, don't play. Just because the doctor said, listen, doctor cleared me and Chuck many times. You see how we walk right now? The doctors work for the organization.
All three of us.
That's right. The doctors don't work for the players. So, but you know, Chuck, I agree with you. Until he says something, the only thing we can do is speculate.
Another big day, Thursday. Big birthday.
The doctor's in the doctor.
68 years old, the doctor.
68. Shout out to Dr. J, who came to my All-Star Bash, not like these two guys on the set, but came to my All-Star Bash and had a great time.
Hey, man, Dr. J.
Doctor, happy birthday, Dr. J.
One of my favorite people in the world.
Mine, too.
Going to be stolen, I think.
Hey, Shaq, you know, Kenny, the one thing about Doc, he always looks the same.
He does. He looks actually better.
Yeah. I mean,
he looks younger now than he did in those days.
True story.
True story.
True story.
We don't want anything. We don't want fake news. What do you got?
It's true story. First time I met Dr. J, he broke into my dorm room and woke me up.
Oh, yeah, we do remember that story.
It was a true story.
Broke into it?
Yeah, because he didn't go to class that day.
I didn't go to class that day, and Coach Brown had him come in to speak at a thing, and him and Coach Brown was in my room and put his hand on my chest.
I thought it was just Dale Brown, but it was Doc?
Yeah,
Dr. J, yeah. I remember
First time I met him.
You know, the first
and you
time.
think if he thought it was God.
Just think about it. If he had came to wake you up every morning and go to class, he never would have played in the NBA.
That was the first time I didn't go to class. And I got
right.
Chuck, better Google me.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Doc is the greatest.
Tell him right now.
Doc is the greatest.
Doc, love you, brother. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Doc.
As far as this kid takes, you little snitches. I got everything around here.
Oh my God.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do with it.
But see, then the problem is the problem comes down here on the lower side of the.
Big brother is watching, aren't you?
Big brother's watching.
Anything you do out here is a matter of public record. But where do you see Washington going in the span of these next 15 games against teams that are in the hunt right now?
Well, they're 7-2 without John Wall. They're playing good. It should be a test for them. Also should be a test for John Wall to let him know that the other guys can play. Reason why they're playing well because everybody gets to eat. John Wall is a ball-dominant type of guy. He has the ball a lot. He likes to give it up at the last second. But when he's not there, everybody's touching, everybody playing well. However, they're not going to go far without John Wall. So if John Wall is a student of the game and saying, you know what, I need to get the ball to Oubre more. You know, I need to get Bradley Beal involved more. It's every great player's job first to get their guys involved, and then you do what you do.
Here's an interesting little nugget on the Wizards for you. Their longest losing streak this year is but 2 games.
Nice.
Only 3 other teams can make that claim.
Playoffs and seedings. The commissioner, my favorite commissioner, Adam Silver, has some thoughts on a possible change that might be happening soon in the NBA.
When we get to the playoffs, should we be taking either the best 16 teams, or even if we go 8 from the West, 8 from the East, seeding 1 through 16 going into the playoffs, and that is something that has gotten serious attention.
Oh, say it ain't so, Commish. Say it ain't so. No, I agree with the king on this one.
Do you?
I do. Rivalries are born in the playoffs. The Knicks and Heat went at it every year in May, and the Knicks and Pacers went at it every year in May. The Suns and Lakers have so much tension between them, those Steve Nash and Amari teams and Kobe, from meeting in the playoffs. If you roll the dice and you shake it up and the Wizards play the Blazers one year and then the next year they play the Celtics, you're not going to have that rivalry brewing, and that's what makes the NBA great.
Come on, you have to evolve. I mean, they had to change the game when they added the three-point shot. There was a time if you won your division, you got home court advantage. Listen, you have to change things up. I would have loved to have seen the Sacramento Kings play the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals instead of being fed to the New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows the best 2 teams right now are Houston and Golden State.
Wouldn't you love to see them in the finals?
I'm happy seeing them in the Western Conference Finals. I want to see King James in his 8th final in a row. You know that, or however many he's got.
Okay, let's take a look at the deleted scenes that you have not seen yet from All-Star 2018.
Ben Lyons, Ro Parrish, Tony Rock, the warm-up crew. We are here. We are live.
Big game, James Worthy here, and you're with, okay, this is the show warm-up.
Second question, this is worth 2 points.
Warm up.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Standing here talking to
LeBron James. What's up?
who's the greatest Laker of all time?
Magic Johnson.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, he's all right.
All right. End of interview. Is this your husband? You should go home and make him pee in a cup. Ain't nobody towering over me like that.
went to use the restroom, and I told Shaq, I can take a shower in your toilet. He's like, wow, he's like.
Big game, James Worthy here, and you're with Warm Up.
Terror Squad! Hey, love. All day. Snoop versus 2 Chainz, along with a couple of professional athletes.
So, of course, we're here with Adidas. So, what's going on? Okay, I got to hold up. Let me take off my joint for a second, like Run DMC used to do back in the day.
They a little loose.
You're a huge basketball fan.
That's right. Ever since they turned it off for the damn OJ run, I was watching it then.
You really want to bring that up on this beautiful day in Southern California? Hey, Tony Rock here for the warm-up. It's All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, we conducting something right here. We handling something.
Do you expecting any All-Star rookie hazing? You think you're gonna get iced out at all on Sunday?
I might. I don't know. As long as we win, I don't care about nothing.
So you're in North Carolina. Everything North Carolina.
North Carolina.
So you probably smoke Marlboros because they pick the tobacco in North Carolina.
Nah. Newport.
Newport.
Like, when I come back in the next lifetime, I want to come back me. You know what I mean? As much as I like.
Just so you know, that's your guy again. The phone going off. That's your guy.
Yeah, he's terrible.
You about the same height as Nate Robinson, my man.
Yeah, I might be able to dunk over him. Nate, where you at?
I beat Nate Robinson in a basketball game, guys.
You're not supposed to tell everybody.
Okay. All right, so it's been a tough week for me and Bradley Beal because he dropped 36 on the Knicks in the Garden the other night.
I knew you were a Knicks fan, so it was like, you know what? Why not just try to beat up on him? You know, make the rest of his week tough.
Come on.
Besides hanging out with the warm-up, what's the rest of your All-Star weekend look like? You going to the Travis Scott show? You hanging out with Drake? You know, you going to the club? What are you doing?
You know what? I'm too old to club, man. Big game sleeps. He sleeps at night.
What are you guys doing after the game?
I'm playing tonight.
Where are you?
Hey, big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games.
This guy is truly an all-star. If he's got something left in the tank
look
after
good,
this
you play
weekend,
good. When you play good, they pay good.
Continue to watch the warm-up. Show your love. Bradley Beal out of here.
Right here on Warm Up. Stay tuned.